How do you end or handle or reduce overwhelm? Overwhelm. Have you ever been under so much pressure that you couldn't take action? Have you ever had so many things dealing with you in your life, something in your personal life, maybe at the same time, something in your work life, maybe at the same time, something going on financially? Easy to find life happening to us and letting that stack on our shoulders, and we feel pressure and stress and anxiety. Have you ever had a situation where you couldn't see your way through it all? Have you ever been in a situation where you just were like, I know that I'm better than this. How did I get here? Overwhelm is something that, and you're a leader, you're an achiever, you're someone who's striving for more in your life. You inevitably will have moments, not one random one. You're going to constantly have to learn how to navigate overwhelm. Because see, what I've learned over the last 30 something years of being out in the front, which is where a lot of people don't want to go. A lot of people don't want the mic. They don't want to be in the front of the class. They don't want to be at the front of the pack. They don't want to take the leadership role because it's risky, right? It's risky. If it doesn't go well, it's back on you. Well, those of us that take that role, and I know that's who's listening to this, we take on that risk because we're confident in ourselves. We're confident in our ability to figure things out. But sometimes in life, we end up in a situation where there's just too many variables. There's just too many things happening. And so sometimes in our striving, we take on too much. Sometimes in our desire for achievement, we end up a little overcommitted. I hope this one word will help you position your mind to shift in the moments that you feel the overwhelm. But the word I want to give you today that I want to marinate and wash over you is the word no. When you're overwhelmed, when you're stressed out, when things are pulling at you 800 directions, no. What do I mean no? No to the wrong clients. No to trying to be all things to all people. No to seeing things in the future the way they've always been. No to trying to appease someone who you don't even like. No to the person you're trying to earn their respect or trust. If you're doing all that you can do and they don't trust you, then it's time to move on. No to a business or an opportunity or to a partnership or to a industry that no longer serves you. No to those things that don't bring you fulfillment and joy and satisfaction and abundance. We have to begin to draw a line in the sand when we feel that sensation. Let me go back to, for example, if you're an entrepreneur, the word no to the wrong clients. I remember one of my coaches, probably 17, 18 years ago now, took me through an exercise that had me identify my most ideal prospect. He called it a 5-star prospect. And I had to sit down, and he said, with all of the customers that you'd work with at the time, which by that time, hundreds, this is again 17, 18 years ago, pick out the top 5 that you enjoyed working with the most. And he said enjoyed working with the most, right? How many of you had customers where you like you did the deal, but you hated every minute of the process? But this one example was pick the 5 customers that you enjoyed working with the most. And then he walked us through an exercise. I'll never forget the exercise. And he goes, from now on, pick the attributes, like what did you like about working with those 5? And then from now on, if your new prospects, new prospective customers don't match up to the qualities of these 5, then don't work with them. So you're saying no to the wrong clients. But I also want you to make sure you understand that when you're saying no to a current opportunity, you've got to be crystal clear about what a yes looks like. You know, when I interview people, I talk to them about what their reason is, what's their why for why they're changing from this to that. And it's okay if some of that is a fear-based decision to change, but don't go take a job just to get a check and find yourself in a situation that was not best suited for you, because you'll end up overwhelmed. You'll end up stressed out. You'll end up trying to make ends meet, and you'll find yourself in a place that you don't want to be. We must be mindful of not letting ourselves get pulled in every which way and direction on the whims of other people, on the whims of society, on the whims of the economy, the whims of demands of other people, when we can use this really simple, really powerful little word with 2 letters in it, no. And I'll tell you that one of the best things that I say to someone when I say no to an opportunity, to a commitment, to sitting on a board, or doing all these things, it's simply this: hey, I appreciate the invitation to participate, but at this time, I have to be a no, because if I say yes, it will compromise my ability to show up 100% to the commitments I've already made. I'm happy to reconsider this in the future, and I hope to hear again from you soon. Isn't that just soft? Isn't that just simple? See, I said, I'm going to have to say no because it will compromise my ability to show up 100% to the commitments I've already made. You see, honoring your current commitments, no one can be mad at you honoring your current commitments. Is how do you end it? How do you reduce it? And the thing you need to do is get things off your plate by saying no. No before it ever gets on your plate. And some of you need to just go take a look at your calendar, take a look at your to-do list, and you need to say, listen, I've got to get some of this off my plate. You know, if you're an entrepreneur, then having team, having staff, having assistants, having people that can do the things that you're not gifted at are going to help tremendously in reducing your overwhelm. You know, so many of us get caught up thinking, if it's going to be, it's up to me. If it's going to be, it's up to me. That's a terrible way of thinking, right? It's okay if it's going to be, it's up to you to think through how to get it resolved. But one of your best assets as a leader, as an entrepreneur, as a thinker, as a striver, as an achiever, is to build team. Build team around you who can do the things. You'd be surprised how many people have a superpower in the thing that you need to get done, and you're spending all night on YouTube trying to figure it out. They love doing that thing, whatever that thing is, but you're too cheap to pay them, and then you're going to go spend time on YouTube University to get real breakthrough, to get real outcomes, and to reduce the overwhelm for sure is to bring someone in who does that better than you. You stay then leveraged to do the things you do best. And when you do what you do best, you won't be overwhelmed because what you do best, no one else on the planet can do. And it comes easy to you. It is effortless for you. The things that are causing you overwhelm, especially in work, entrepreneurship, and marketing and sales, and all the things that we counsel people on, the thing that's causing you the overwhelm is because it's not your unique gift. In the world of Mindshift, I call it superstar DNA. Honor your superstar DNA. Figure out how to do more and more of that thing that only you can do, that you're the best in the world at, and you won't be overwhelmed. Well, Daryl, it's easy for you to say after 12 years, 15, 30 years, you got all these people in these teams. And no, it started with me, and it started with one. It started with one hire. It started with one. The first person I hired in the mortgage business was someone who I still respect to this day. I've still communicated with her, and she saved my life damn near. Because the thing that bothered me so much in that business was the mountains and mountains and mountains of paperwork. I know we're in an internet world now, we don't use paper too much, but it was the mountains of paperwork that we had to get through and process, and the faxes and the copying and the oh my geez. So I found someone who is an amazing administrator, and she made my life so much better, made our business grow. It doesn't start with a team. It starts with one, but it starts first with your decision to say, no, I'm not going to keep doing this thing that I can't do. I'm not just going to keep trying to figure it out when it hurts my head. I'm going to create some space and some peace for myself to enjoy this journey. My friend, I'm Daryl Evans. This is the Mindshift Podcast. If you enjoyed it today, hit the like, hit the follow, hit the subscribe button, wherever you're checking this out. Follow the show. If you've got any questions, leave them below. There should be a link somewhere around this where you can leave me a voice message or a text. And we certainly invite you into the Mindshift community if you'd be so inclined to journey with us after listening to this today, or any other episode for that matter. Anyway, I'm here to serve you. I'll see you again on another episode. Bye-bye.